everyone, my name's Rachel. I'm a fully qualified hairdresser, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can give yourself some really nice dramatic face framing, and also how you can kind of like touch up your layers at home. But I'll be focusing mostly on the layers around your face and I won't be touching the layers at the back. So I've been doing this exact technique of layering my own hair for years, and it's so tried and tested. Yeah. It's just never failed me. It always looks exactly how I want it to look, and it's really easy once you know how to do it. So I just wanted to talk you through exactly what I'm going to do because my hair is definitely in need. So you will need a comb, and you will also need some clips. I like these silvery ones. And you will also need a pair of scissors, preferably hair cutting scissors. Hair cutting scissors look like this. You hold them slightly differently and you cut like this. And they're just sharper, and you don't use them for other things around the house, so they stay sharp for longer. They don't have to be expensive at all, but I would recommend getting some scissors that you're only going to be using for hairdressing, because then they just won't go blunt as fast, basically. But like I said, this video is just going to be how I'm doing the face framing around the front. If you want to see how I tackle the back, which, side note by the way, I think it looks absolutely fine when you have layers around the front and none at the back. I think when you push all your hair back, it kind of just looks like it tapers down, and then the back has no layers, and I think that actually gives like nice length to your hair, and it means that you've got thick ends still because nothing is being too layered at the back. So it gives you, like, in my opinion, the best of both worlds, to have layers around the front and to leave the back slightly less layered. But I know some people might think that that looks really weird and you need to have like an even, I don't know, like some people might just think that looks weird. I personally don't. But if you want to know how I layer the back, I've put a link in my description, which is a PDF where I basically break down all of the different types of layers with like diagrams and explanations on how you could achieve different types of layering at home on the back of your head. And I do a demo on myself as well, showing how I tackle all of that. So if you're interested in that, just click the link in my description. It's completely free, but I just thought that it would be helpful to put it in like a PDF format, because then I just feel like the visual aids are more helpful than me trying to explain it in one video. But yeah, so this is just going to be how I do the face frame. So the first thing is to part your hair where you usually wear your parting. I always wear mine in the middle, so I'm just going to part mine in the middle. And then I'm going to find the back of my, like the end of my parting, and that's where I'm going to section the back of my hair from the front of my hair. So figure out where your parting naturally ends, and then wherever it does end, just take your comb, and I'm just going to part to just behind my ear, kind of like above my ear, but just literally right behind it there. And then all of this hair at the back, I just want to keep it out of my way basically, so I'm going to put it in a plait quickly. Okay, so now I've got this left out. I want to first of all decide how long I want this shortest layer on my face to be. As you can see, I've already got layered hair. I just don't really feel like it's layered enough, and when I blow dry my hair, I like to have a lot of volume and I want it to look really juicy, and at the moment I just feel like it's falling a little bit flat. So I have to decide where I want the start of my face frame to be, and I think I want to go a bit shorter. I think I want to have, you know, kind of like a curtain bang thing going on. I was kind of growing it out, but I think I've changed my mind. So for like a nice curtain bang that sweeps at your jawbone, you actually want to cut it a little bit longer than you probably think, because once you've blow dried your hair, or if you have any texture in your hair or like natural volume at your root, it's probably going to jump up a little bit anyway. So when it's dry, it will always seem shorter than it is, because hair doesn't naturally just like stick flat to your face. It kind of, you know, it zhuzhes up. So decide where you want that to be, and then I would say add a good inch to wherever you want that length to be. So I want it to start here, so I'll probably cut it to just below my lip. That will be my first cut. What I'm going to do for my first cut is I want every single section to be completely symmetrical and mirror the other side, because that's how I know that in the end I'm going to have a really even haircut. So I'm going to start by taking a little triangle. I don't think this parting is that straight, hang on. Then I'm going to take a small triangle just here. I'll clip this out of the way. So this section here is really, really important that you get this side symmetrical to the other side, because the angle of this parting here is going to be the guide for every parting, every section that we take for the whole haircut. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going about 1.5 centimeters, I don't know, like an inch back, I'm not actually sure, like just a bit back, on this exact same angle, and I'm going to over direct the hair on the angle of the parting, like this. So I would drag it all the way over here, and then I would cut the hair on this exact angle, and I'll do exactly the same thing on this side. So I'll drag the hair over, and I'll cut it on this angle. So if I've got both of them cut like that, at the same length, on the same exact angle, when I pull them back, they're going to be completely symmetrical. If my original parting is off, and I over direct one section in this angle and one section in this angle, when I drop them down, they're not going to be symmetrical. So just take a lot of care with this very section, and then as we're going back, take a lot of care again to make sure that you're following that exact angle again and again. And so I'm going to cut my hair to just below my lip, which is actually quite a lot. I'm quite scared, but I'm just going to do it. And for now, I'm just going to be cutting it in a completely dead straight line. Okay, so that's my first cut. Now I'm going to split that back in half, and I'm just going to clip this side out of the way, and I'm going to be focusing on one side, and then I'm going to come back and do the other side. Ooh. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this angle, and this is where I'm going to start to follow this angle, and I'm going to start cutting on this angle. What that will do is it will mean that this hair is slightly shorter than this hair. So when I bring it back over here, I'm going to have that tapered look where it's like gradually getting longer and longer. Now the next section that I take, I'm going to follow this parting as neatly as I possibly can. I'm going to come down, I'm going to find my guide underneath, and then I'm going to cut on exactly the same angle. And then I'm just going to keep doing that back. For sections like this where they get a bit wide, you can leave this out, do this section, and then incorporate this afterwards. If the hair starts slipping, just recomb it. Now I'm going to incorporate this hair. And you can see this shape that's coming, starting to come in. I'm going to start kind of dragging my fingers down and angling my scissors down and chasing the, sliding the blade down my hair, chasing my fingers a little bit. And that's just going to make sure I don't take off too much length. Okay, and now when you brush it backwards, it will start to look a lot less scary than this, I promise. Okay, so you can see I haven't taken off any of the length, I've just added layers at the top. Now I'll clip this out of the way, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing to the other side. The first thing I need to do to this side is make sure that I'm cutting in this shape on my guide as well. And then I'm just going to start incorporating more hair. these parts now, I'm having to like twist my hair and then slide the scissors down, whereas before I didn't have to do that, but that's just because I'm left-handed, so it makes like sliding the scissors down easier. I can't really come in on this angle, so if I just take the comb like this, hold it in place, carefully twist it around, and then slide my fingers in, I'm able to come in on a more comfortable angle when I'm like, you know, making the cuts. Okay, and now I'm just going to compare the two sides that I've done. So I know that that looks really scary when you first do it, but you just have to trust the process with this haircut, you really do. Because like when you bring in all the rest of your hair, it's really not that scary. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow dry my hair. I think I'll blow dry it quite smooth, and then I'll be able to like make amendments if I need to and kind of like thin out sections. So I'm going to blow dry it smooth, it will all look a lot more even. Then after I've blow dried it smooth, I will then style it properly so you can see how it will look with like a blow dried effect. But I'll be right back after I've done that. Okay, so now I've given myself a proper blow dry and it's all styled. This is how the layers are looking. I'm so happy, I feel like a new woman, new hair colour, new layers. So fun. I feel like my hair has so much more movement and bounce in it now, like I can just flip it from side to side. I did quite a lot of thinning just to make it like really, really light and well blended, and I just feel like when you thin out your hair you get this like, I don't know, it just has so much movement. But the nice thing about only doing the face frame and not doing the hair at the back is I've still got so much like weight and fullness to my ends, but I've also just got loads and loads of volume to play with when I'm styling my hair. So I just think it's the best of both worlds. I'll show you how it looks at the back because I feel like lots of people are going to be concerned with the fact that I didn't do any layers at the back. Like I said, I already had some layers like grown out. But yeah, I don't think it looks odd at all to have layers at the front and not necessarily have as many at the back. You'll have to let me know what you think. But yeah, that's everything. Hope you found this video helpful.